Taurus, take a moment and feel the solid ground beneath your feet. Seriously, pause right now and feel that support. I want to share something that will lift a weight from your heart. You have done everything within your power. Every tireless effort, every sleepless night spent worrying about how to build security, every time you've been the rock for others, every sacrifice made for stability, these are all a testament to your incredible endurance. You have poured your energy into building a fortress, and now it's time to let go. It's time to hand over those heavy bricks to a higher power. You don't need to carry the weight of the world any longer. It's time to loosen your grip and trust that there is a force far greater than yourself, one that is taking care of everything. You no longer need to fight this battle alone. You don't have to have all the answers or bear the responsibility for every outcome. The moment has arrived to pass it all over. I understand this can be a challenge for you, Taurus. You often resist admitting that there are things you cannot resolve with sheer persistence and hard work. You were born to build, to create stability, to be the steady presence everyone turns to when things get shaky. But today, I want to remind you of a truth that may have slipped from your mind. Even the strongest foundation must rest on the earth itself. Even the most steadfast souls need rest. Even the most capable individuals must recognize that some circumstances lie beyond human control. There is no shame in this acknowledgement. In fact, there is profound wisdom in understanding when it is time to yield to a higher intelligence. Do you feel that weariness deep within your bones? It's an exhaustion that transcends the physical. It's spiritual. That feeling of having given your all and now needing a support that can only come from above. What I'm about to share with you will transform your understanding of stability. It will introduce you to a form of security that is even more powerful than what you currently know: security through surrender. This is the strength that arises from absolute trust, the power that comes when you cease trying to control every variable and allow the universe to flow through you, not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of all. Taurus, you have always been a safe harbor, an anchor in the storm. But until now, you may have believed that you had to forge that anchor all on your own. It's time to discover that you can be an even more profound anchor when you allow the stability of the divine to flow through you unobstructed. When you stop trying to manage, fix, or perfect what is already divinely planned, you simply become a pure conduit for the higher will. In the moments ahead, I will guide you on how to surrender without losing your Taurus identity. You will learn how to maintain your strength while embracing flexibility, how to build in a more profound way through trust rather than control. Surrendering to God does not equate to becoming passive or lazy. Rather, it signifies becoming a conscious collaborator with forces that are infinitely greater and wiser than any individual effort. Are you ready to uncover a level of power that stems not from your ability to do, but from your ability to allow? Taurus, take a moment to reflect on everything you have faced, the responsibilities you've shouldered, the financial worries you've absorbed, the times you have been the unshakable rock for others when they couldn't stand on their own. You have carried burdens that were never yours to bear, You have taken on duties that belong to others. You have sacrificed so much of your own peace and comfort along the way. Yet, you have done it all with loyalty, with patience, and with that grounded heart that defines your sign. Now is the time for you to receive, to be supported in the same way you have supported others. You were not created to prop up the world alone. Yes, you were made to be a builder, but a builder who partners with the divine. Your true strength is rooted in your connection to something greater than yourself. When you consciously surrender, you will find that you are not losing stability, you are multiplying it. When you stop relying solely on your limited energy and connect with the infinite energy of the universe, you will find that there are no limits to what you can achieve. No problems will remain unsolved. No situations too complex to resolve. What financial burdens, what worries about security have you been carrying that are not yours to bear? What concerns for the future have you held on to that belong to others or to forces beyond your control? What responsibilities have you taken upon yourself that should be entrusted to a higher wisdom? It's time for a cleansing, a deep release. Can you imagine how liberating it would feel to finally let it all go? The truth is, you have been trying to be the sole provider and guarantor of safety for many, and it is exhausting. This effort drains your life energy and distracts you from your true mission, which is to be a channel of peace and abundance, not the source of every security plan. When you attempt to control the outcomes of everything, when you take responsibility for the fate of those around you, when you carry worries that you cannot resolve alone, you place yourself in a position you were never meant to occupy. There is only one creator, and you are not him. However, you can be his instrument. When you accept that role with humility and gratitude, all the weight dissolves from your shoulders. Surrendering to God does not mean abandoning your dreams or halting your pursuit of goals. It means operating from a place of confidence rather than anxiety. It means acting from inspiration rather than desperation. It means doing your part with excellence and then trusting the universe to handle the rest. This subtle shift can transform your entire experience of life. Instead of bearing the burden of outcomes, you will only carry the responsibility of your sincere efforts, and that changes everything. Stop trying to be the savior for everything and everyone. You have already done more than your share. Now, it is time to trust that a higher intelligence is organizing things in a way you may not see or fully understand. This intelligence loves you. It is on your side and wants the best for you, even more than you want it for yourself. Do you know what the most beautiful paradox of surrender is? When you stop trying to control everything, things begin to flow in a much more harmonious way. When you stop forcing outcomes, the right ones begin to emerge organically. When you stop carrying problems that aren't yours, you free up energy to focus on what truly is your responsibility. Your effectiveness will increase dramatically. You will become more powerful, not less, more influential, not less, more capable of helping others, not less. The difference is that now you will be working with the universe, not against it. You will be swimming with the current instead of fighting it. You will be dancing with life rather than attempting to control every step of the dance. When you dance with life, it takes you to places more beautiful than you could ever reach on your own. It introduces you to people you would never have encountered if you were solely following your own plans. It presents opportunities you could never have imagined if you were limited by your own ideas. Taurus, you need to understand that surrendering to God is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of supreme courage. It requires you to admit that you don't have all the answers. It necessitates trusting in something you cannot see or touch. It demands that you relinquish the illusion of control that has provided you with a false sense of security. It takes far greater courage to trust than to try to control. Anyone can attempt to control, but only those with true courage can surrender with an open heart. You are brave, Taurus. You always have been. Now, it's time to channel that courage into a new way of living, a way where you build through confidence, inspire through faith, shine through humility, and impact through surrender. This does not diminish your stability. It multiplies it. Your strength will no longer come solely from within. It will flow through you. The difference is monumental. A single mighty oak can stand firm against the wind, but an entire forest with its interconnected root system can withstand a hurricane. You have been that lone oak, trying to hold your ground all by yourself. Of course you feel drained, of course you feel weathered, but now it's time to become part of the forest, allowing an infinitely greater strength to flow through you. You will become a conduit rather than the source. When you make this shift, you will discover that you can help create stability, not just for a home, but for an entire community, not with your limited energy, but with the unlimited energy that is always available when you open yourself to receive it. The process of surrender does not occur all at once. It is a daily practice. Each morning when you wake up, you choose, will I attempt to carry everything on my own today, or will I trust that I have a divine partnership every time a worry arises? You decide, will I feed that anxiety, or will I surrender it to a higher wisdom? Each time someone seeks your assistance, you must choose, will I try to solve everything for them, or will I offer my support and trust that they too have a divine connection that can guide them? Over time, surrender becomes second nature. You develop a reflex of trust, an automatic response of faith. Life becomes lighter, more fluid, filled with pleasant surprises and perfect synchronicities. When you stop interfering with your anxiety and control, the universe can work freely in your life. The universe performs miracles, not the dramatic spectacles you see in movies, but the everyday miracles that transform your experience of living. Are you ready to start experiencing these daily miracles? Taurus, one of the most beautiful aspects of your sign is your natural devotion. You give without expecting anything in return. You offer yourself to others without questioning whether it is worthwhile. You invest your heart into everything you do. But now, it is time to direct some of that devotion toward yourself. It's time to give yourself permission to receive, to be cared for, to be sustained by forces greater than yourself. You deserve to be loved in the same way you love. You deserve to be cared for as you care for others. You deserve to be supported in the same manner that you support those around you. There is an unconditional love surrounding you at this very moment, a love that does not depend on your achievements or how much you can provide or fix. It exists simply because you are here, and this love wants to carry the burdens you have been shouldering alone. It wants to resolve everything you have been attempting to address with your own strength. It wants to take care of you as you have always taken care of others. All you need to do is allow it. Open your hands and let go. Say, God, I trust you. I place everything in your hands. I accept your help. I allow you to take care of me. It may seem too simple to be true, but the truth is often straightforward. Complications arise when we attempt to do alone what was meant to be done in partnership. When we try to bear burdens that were meant to be shared. When we strive to solve problems that should be handed over. Life does not have to be a constant struggle. It doesn't have to be a battle you fight alone. Life can be a dance, a collaboration, a journey where you have the best possible partner guiding and supporting you every step of the way. Over the next week, I encourage you to try something new. Each time you feel that familiar weight on your shoulders, each time anxiety begins to rise, each time you feel an urgent need to act, stop and say, God, I turn this over to you. I trust that you have the perfect solution and will show me what I need to do at the right time. Then, visualize yourself placing that weight onto the rich, fertile earth, trusting it to be composted and transformed. Feel the physical relief of no longer carrying that burden. Embrace the confidence that comes with knowing you are being cared for. At first, this may feel strange, especially if you are accustomed to being the caregiver. But persist, because this is a skill that will transform your life, the ability to surrender, to trust, to receive help from forces that are infinitely greater and wiser than any individual effort. When you master this skill, you will find that you can assist many more people. You will become a more effective builder, having a greater impact not in spite of your surrender, but because of it. Builders who collaborate with the divine have no limits. They do not exhaust themselves or burn out. They continually renew their energy because they are connected to an inexhaustible source of wisdom and love. They do not build from ego, but from humility. They do not impose their will, but discover the higher will and manifest it with joy. They do not strive for perfection, but allow divine perfection to work through their human imperfections. This is the kind of strength the world needs. Right now, people who aren't afraid to admit they don't have all the answers, who aren't ashamed to ask for help, who don't feel diminished when they recognize they are part of something much bigger. People who inspire, not through rigidity, but through humility, who lead not through control, but through confidence, who do not rely on brute force, but on the strength that comes from connecting with the sacred. Are you ready to embody that kind of strength? Taurus, I want you to grasp something essential. Surrendering to God does not mean you will lose your identity. You will not forfeit your personality, your love of beauty, your passions, or your brilliant practicality. In fact, you will discover even more authentic versions of these qualities. When you stop wasting energy trying to be perfect or controlling situations beyond your grasp. You free up an enormous amount of energy to be your authentic self. You will shine with your natural light and create from a place of inspiration rather than obligation. Surrender does not diminish you. It reveals you. It does not hide you. It magnifies you. It does not limit you. It liberates you. Finally, you can stop trying to be something you're not and simply be who you were created to be. When you are authentically you, in conscious partnership with the divine, you become an unstoppable force of love and transformation in the world, not through your own strength, but through the infinite power that flows through you when you allow it. What moves me most as I think about the journey you're about to embark on is the relief you will experience, the relief of finally letting go of burdens that were never yours to carry, the relief of realizing you do not have to have all the answers, the relief of knowing you have an invisible yet unshakable partner who is always working by your side, creating solutions you cannot even envision, opening paths you didn't know existed, and taking care of details you may not even realize need attention. Imagine what it would be like to wake up each morning without that mental list of worries that usually haunts you. Picture making decisions from a place of peace instead of anxiety. Envision offering help to others without feeling responsible for the outcome. Consider living with the knowledge that, no matter what happens, you have the best possible support available to you at all times. This isn't a fantasy, it's the reality that unfolds when you choose conscious surrender. Life doesn't have to be as heavy as you've been experiencing it. It doesn't have to be so isolating, so filled with pressure and responsibility that you sometimes forget to breathe. There is a lighter way to live, a more connected way, a way where you do your part with love and dedication, but then surrender the results to a wisdom far greater than your own. In that surrender, you will discover not only peace, but a genuine power that flows not from you, but through you. Over the next few days, be on the lookout for signs that this surrender is taking effect. You may notice that situations that once caused you anxiety start to resolve themselves in unexpected ways. You might find that people appear in your life at just the right moment to provide the assistance you need. You will experience synchronicities that remind you of the higher intelligence organizing the details of your life with love and precision. Most importantly, you will feel a lightness in your chest that you may not have felt in years, the lightness of someone who has finally stopped trying to carry the world alone. Taurus, the time has come. You have proven to yourself and everyone around you that you are strong, capable, generous, and courageous. You have accomplished more than your share. You have borne more than was yours to bear. You have sacrificed more than was necessary. Now, it is time to lean on that greater power that has always been available to you, even if you have overlooked it while trying to be strong on your own. It is time to discover that there is a power even greater than your own, and when you consciously connect with that power, you do not lose your identity. You find your truest self. Are you ready to make that surrender? Are you prepared to discover who you truly are when you stop trying to be everything to everyone? Share in the comments what you are ready to let go of. What burdens are you carrying that aren't yours? What responsibilities are you taking on that should belong to a higher wisdom? Your openness will help other Tauruses recognize what they need to release in their own lives. Subscribe to the channel because in the upcoming videos, I will share practical techniques to integrate this surrender into your daily routine. I will teach you how to recognize when you are trying to control instead of trust, how to transform anxiety into prayer, how to be helpful without being controlling, and how to build through humility. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content that will support you on this journey of conscious partnership with the divine. Remember, you have done all you could, more than you could. Now, it is time to surrender to God and discover that when you work in partnership with infinite love, there are no limits to the good you can accomplish in the world, not through your limited strength, but through the unlimited strength that is always available when you have the humility and courage to ask for help. Are you ready to embrace this new way of building your life? Are you ready to uncover the strength that comes from conscious surrender